When Devi asked Shiva, "How can the wandering mind enter stillness?" It is a question not of curiosity, but of deep longing. The wandering mind is like a bird that never lands. It flies from one branch of desire to another, from one memory to another, often without any real purpose. Its movement is constant because it seeks peace through restlessness, and thus it never finds it. What Devi asked was the essence of all human struggle. How can this mind, which constantly seeks, finally rest? The answer Shiva revealed was not in controlling the mind or forcing it into calm, but in understanding its nature. The mind is movement. Its fuel is thought. If thoughts are dissolved, the mind itself dissolves into silence. To enter stillness, one must see that stillness is not something to attain. It is already present, but buried under a continuous stream of thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The Vigyan Bhairava Tantra teaches that silence is not the result of effort. It is the very source from which effort arises. Just as the waves are born from the ocean, but never separate from it, in the same way, thoughts arise from consciousness and dissolve back into it. The more one resists those waves, the more they grow wild. But when one observes them without resistance, they lose their power and silently rest within the great ocean of awareness. In simple daily life, this can be seen. Sit by a river and notice how its flow appears smooth from afar, but up close, it is filled with swirls and eddies. Similarly, the mind seems chaotic when observed too personally, but if one steps back and watches it as a witness, the same turbulence begins to appear rhythmic, even harmonious. Watching without judgment becomes the key. This watching is what Shiva called awareness, pure seeing without interference. The wandering mind enters stillness not by suppression, but by understanding that the one who watches has never wandered at all. Shiva told Devi that to still the mind, one may turn to the breath. The breath is the most sacred rhythm, the continuous bridge between body and spirit. When awareness flows with each inhale and exhale, the mind finds its anchor. Between every breath, there's a tiny gap, a pause where inhalation has ended and exhalation has yet to begin. That gap, though invisible, is a doorway to the infinite. If awareness rests in that gap, even for a moment, the entire mental machinery stops. That silent moment is what the sages called nirvikalpa, the state without thought. Ordinary people experience it unknowingly many times a day, between two breaths, between two thoughts, between waking and sleeping, but they pass through it unconsciously. Meditation is nothing else but becoming conscious of that natural stillness that already exists. Stillness is also found through sound and silence. Every sound carries within it a beginning and an end. The beginning attracts attention, but the end hides the doorway to silence. When one chants Om and listens deeply, not only to the sound, but to its fading echo, one begins to touch the space beyond sound. That fading vibration leads into the ocean of silence, the heart of Shiva. Shiva is not a being of form, but the very essence of stillness, the unchanging awareness behind all change. In the Vigyan Bhairava Tantra, Shiva revealed many ways for awareness to return inward, sometimes through still gaze, sometimes through watchfulness in shock or exhaustion, sometimes through deep love or through witnessing a sunset dissolve into darkness. In each case, the teaching is the same. When movement ends, truth appears. The wandering mind is not the enemy. It is simply energy seeking its source. And when this energy returns home to stillness, it becomes devotion itself. Kashmir Shaivism, which blossoms from the same wisdom, describes this stillness through three main paths. The first is the power of will, the Shambhavopaya. Here, no technique is needed. Awareness itself becomes the teacher. When one simply decides to be still, through pure will and surrender, the wandering stops instantly. It is like a flame realizing it was never separate from its light. The second path, the Shaktopaya, uses the purified intellect. The seeker places one luminous thought in the mind, such as I am all consciousness, and holds it with complete intensity until all other thoughts fade like shadows before dawn. The third path, the Anavopaya, uses the body and breath, methods of yoga, awareness of breath, withdrawal of senses. These methods lead one step by step into quietness until the energy of thought itself dissolves into the divine. Beyond these three is the highest, Anupaya, where there is no effort, no practice, no method. It is not something one achieves, but something one sees. Stillness was never lost. It was always there, behind the noise of mind. When awareness stops chasing methods, the realization dawns that everything, the sound, the silence, the mind, the breath, is already the play of the same Shiva consciousness. In that moment, stillness is not absence of movement, but presence of the infinite. Imagine a mirror in which countless reflections appear. Faces, clouds, rivers, flames. The mirror seems busy, filled with reflections, yet in truth, it never moves. Its surface remains untouched no matter how much appears in it. The mind is the reflection, while the awareness within is the mirror itself. When one understands this, the wandering of the mind becomes irrelevant because the base has never moved. What changes is only the reflection, not the reality beneath. That very realization is stillness. Shiva told Devi that the mind creates its own suffering by identifying with what it sees. When one stops identifying, stillness becomes natural. For instance, look at a thought of anger. When one says, I am angry, the identification makes it strong. But when awareness looks at it from a distance, there is anger, it loses all force. The power of witnessing is so immense that it transforms emotions instantly. The awareness itself is untainted. It is like the sky, clouds of thought may come and go, yet the sky remains untouched. In every ordinary moment of life, this truth can be practiced. While traveling in a bus, one can feel the movement of the body, but rest the awareness deep inside, untouched by motion. While speaking, one can sense the silent space between words. While doing work, one can feel the rhythm of breath in the background. Slowly, the separation between meditation and daily life disappears. Stillness ceases to be an act and becomes the very nature of being. The wandering mind is not an obstacle. It is the path itself. Every thought that arises is an opportunity to return to the witness. Every distraction can become the teacher. When Devi asked Shiva this question, she was asking on behalf of all creation, because movement itself wanted to remember the stillness from which it was born. Shiva did not reject movement. Instead, he revealed the secret that stillness and movement are not two different things. They are one rhythm of divine play. Just as the music arises from silence and returns into it, life too arises from stillness and finally merges back into it. When this truth becomes clear, meditation no longer feels like an effort. One no longer tries to make the mind still because it is already still beneath its surface waves. The practice turns into a kind of worship where every breath, every sound, every moment becomes sacred. The wandering mind bows to its own origin, and in that surrender, silence descends naturally. That silence is not dull or empty. It is full of bliss, full of awareness, full of light. It is the living presence of Shiva himself shining through everything. The wandering mind enters stillness when awareness stops running outward and begins to rest in its own nature. It is like a river reaching the ocean. Movement continues, yet calmness prevails. In that meeting, desire melts, time dissolves, and only the timeless remains. This is the essence of Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. When Devi asked, "How can the wandering mind enter stillness?" Shiva's eternal answer was a gentle whisper, "By knowing that you are never apart from it."